will remember what happened Saturday night in Austin Stadium. But the impact of what happens here tonight may well be felt for years to come. In spite of the loss the Ducks suffered, Chip Kelly and the Oregon Ducks still make those of us living in the Eugene area proud. The Ducks have me watching football, and I don't even watch TV, let alone football. I recently heard the term quack attack, and I fell completely in love, and then I met puddles. Tonight, the organizers of this event, Andrew and Micaiah, the designers, the models, the makeup artists, hairstylists, the sponsors, every person, no matter how small the contribution, and you, the audience, make us proud. Thank you. As I prepared for tonight, I realized that my ties to the Eugene area and to the U of O go way back. The truth is, I lived in this area so long I do have webbed feet. And I belong to the Real Oregonians Don't Use Umbrellas Facebook page. And I didn't use one tonight, can you tell by my hair? I lived in the area so long that the pre-trail, before the pre-trail ever existed, and sister is still one of my brother's best friends. It was long before Bill Dellinger, a former track coach at the U of O, became well known. In 1960, Bill Dellinger arrived late to begin his first coaching job at the newly opened Thurston High School. My brother was part of the cross-country team, and he said that the only reason why we were the cross-country team was because we didn't want to play football. He said we were just a bunch of country bumpkins. We lost every meet before Bill arrived, and after he arrived, the rest of that year, we still lost every meet. But the next year, he said, we won the cross-country state championship. My brother still speaks of Bill over 50 years later. What a phenomenal coach. What an amazing man. Bill Dellinger helped change how runners train to this day. The influence of one, far-reaching. Yes, my association with the U of O goes way back, but tonight we are here to talk about human trafficking, and in particular sex trafficking. It is an unspeakable horror that affects both men and women. I've heard enough stories to last a lifetime, and yet I continue to hear more. 4 years ago, I was unaware that sex trafficking wasn't even a problem in the U.S. For me, it existed in some other country. They were someone else's children, and it was someone else's problem, not mine. What changed everything for me is the first time I looked into what I call the little girl eyes of an adult woman rescued from sex trafficking. I saw terror, and yet the sweet innocence of a child. I saw the silent pleading, please. Please make it go away. I burst spontaneously into tears and knew in that instant I would never be the same and that I would dedicate the rest of my life to this issue. No human deserves to suffer. I have seen and seen those eyes. I'm sorry. 32 million people are slaves in our world today. If we take away the face, if we take away the name, and give them the victims a number, they mean little to most of us. But what would change everything is if one of that vast number was your child, your sister, or you. What would you not do to save that one? There's nothing you would not do. You wouldn't care how you looked. You wouldn't care how you sounded. I would sell everything. I would travel the world wide to rescue my child. And I had to ask myself, why wouldn't I do that for someone else's child? They have a name. They have a face. We must see them as our brothers or sisters. We are all connected. Sometimes at night, I can't sleep because of the reality. The reality is, slavery didn't end in 1865. Yes, I mean real slavery.
people held against their will, forced to work, and paid nothing. The reality is, these people are bound not just by chains, but by the shackles on their mind, subjected to threats, rapes, and torture. Every 2 minutes, another new child is trafficked. Every year, we import over 17,500 girls into this country for the sex industry, and we export our own. Between 1 to 300,000 children, some of them as young as 2 years old, are exploited for commercial sex in the U.S. each year. And what is the problem caused by? Demand is what fuels the industry. A single child is often raped by force 10 to 20 times a night, with one girl often servicing up to 7,000